Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thanks so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So if you haven't watched my channel before, or you didn't see a previous video I made a couple months back, then you might not know that I also own a wedding dress store here in Missoula, Montana called Velvet Bride. So today's topic is all about wedding dress shopping and helping you find the perfect wedding dress. So a lot of times when you go wedding dress shopping, this can be a multiple appointment situation where you're shopping for maybe a few months at a time and really going a few times, trying on a lot of dresses to really figure out which dress is right for you. And while a lot of brides enjoy that process and enjoy being able to kind of stretch it out and go a few times and invite different people and have that whole experience multiple times, this can also be kind of stressful and overwhelming for a lot. And if you're somebody that doesn't love the whole shopping experience, if you're a little bit scared and maybe overwhelmed about the prospect of wedding dress shopping and what to expect and all of that, and you are the kind of person that wants to just go one time and find your wedding dress, then this video is for you, because we're going to talk about the 5 tips to find your wedding dress on the first time. So the number one thing to know that's going to help you make a decision right when you start wedding dress shopping is to know what your budget is. And when you are thinking about this number, understand that you not only have the purchase of your wedding dress, but you will also have alterations that will likely need to happen to your wedding dress as well. I don't really know of anybody that has never had to do any sort of alterations to their wedding dress. Sometimes they are very minor, and sometimes they end up being a reconstruction or something that you're customizing. So just keep that in mind and factor that into your overall budget for your wedding dress so that you don't have to go over budget or there's no surprises after you've already made that big purchase. In addition to your budget, you also want to be aware of your timeline. So if you have never been wedding dress shopping before, if you're unfamiliar with this, wedding dresses can take up to a year in some places to come in. In my store, it's typically about 4 to 6 months is usually the time frame that we tell people to be shopping for their wedding dress prior to, or how long it'll take to get the wedding dress in prior to the wedding date. And so if you go in knowing that your timeline is shorter than that, if you're looking for a wedding dress in like 3 months or less, then be prepared that you might be looking at sample options. So this means that you will be looking for a dress that can be sold off the rack rather than something that will be ordered in to ensure that you can have your wedding dress on time. So if you know this ahead of time, if you're aware and prepared for this, then that will make your options a lot more streamlined when you go in to actually shop, and your consultant will be able to help you with the styles that they know will be able to either come in on time and be ordered, or which selections you can choose directly off of the rack. Number 2, do some research about the stores that you plan to shop at. So if you are going to shop in maybe your hometown, wherever you live, and you know that there's a few different options, likely the reason there are multiple wedding dress stores in your area is that each one is going to have kind of a different niche or a different style. And so you want to be doing your research and looking at their websites and kind of getting a sense of what to expect at each of these stores. And just because they're there and they're local, if their particular styles don't speak to you, if that's not something that you can see yourself wearing, or you're not loving what you're seeing on their website, then that's likely going to be your experience in the store too, and you might just be wasting your time, or it might be just an overwhelming experience for you if you're shopping somewhere where you're not vibing with any of the styles that are being shown to you. So check out your local areas beforehand and get a sense of the designers that they carry, and then you can kind of do a deeper dive and look into those designers and just get a better sense of what to expect based on the store that you plan to shop at. This is also important for pricing too. So each store might have a different kind of average dress price, and that's something to be aware of before you shop, as well as you are obviously going to go in with a budget, and you want to make sure that the dresses that you're looking at are going to be within that budget. Otherwise, that's just going to be a very stressful and overwhelming situation for you if you're constantly seeing dresses and loving dresses that are way over your price range. That's not going to do you any favors, and it's not going to help you make a decision any quicker. So get a sense of the overall styles and prices of the dresses of the places you plan to shop at. In addition to that, it's a good idea to also follow the social media of these stores if they have it. A lot of wedding dress stores will post about the different dresses that they have, and you can see specific dresses that are actually in the store. So you might see a certain designer on the website, but you're not going to be able to see, really what their inventory is like. And so looking on their Instagram, if they have that readily available for you, could be a really good insight into what to really expect when shopping for wedding dresses, and maybe pick out some styles that you really like that you want to try on before you even get into the store. Social media is also a place where a lot of stores will post about maybe sales or trunk shows going on. And a trunk show is something where a store brings in either a extra collection of a designer they already have in the store, or it'll be a designer that isn't typically in the store and it's just there for the weekend. So it's an extra collection of dresses for a short period of time that are in the store for you to try on, and then they leave. So checking out trunk shows will kind of expand your options on any given weekend, and usually a lot of stores will be hosting an overall sale in the store in addition to the trunk show. So when I have trunk shows, pretty much the whole store is also 10% off, just to kind of celebrate that trunk show and give everyone an opportunity to save a little bit of money a couple weekends out of the year. Number 4, make sure that you're trying on a variety of styles. If this is your first time shopping and you want to really be able to make a decision, even if you're gravitating towards a certain style, at least put something on that's totally different just one time, just so that you know and you can rule it out and you're not going to be second guessing it after you make your purchase. So try on different shapes, different style necklines, different strap styles, just so that you can really know exactly what it is that you like and you like best on your own body. And number 5, bring just a small selection of people. If you're really trying to make a decision the first time you go shopping, you really don't want to be bringing a lot of extra opinions with you. And I understand that it's always nice to have some people with you to give their opinions and give their support, but maybe just bring 2 or 3, and 2 or 3 people that you really trust and value their opinion, and people that aren't going to bulldoze your appointment and only have their opinion heard, or maybe persuade you away from a dress that you really like because they don't like it. Because ultimately, it's your choice. You're the only one that really needs to like it, and that's all that really matters. So choose your people wisely that you are going to bring to your appointment, and that will also help kind of drown out the extra noise and help you hone in on a wedding dress on your first appointment. I hear from brides on their first time shopping that they are nervous and anxious about wedding dress shopping. And it really isn't a scary experience. If you prepare yourself ahead of time, you can absolutely find and buy a wedding dress the first time that you go shopping. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we will see you next week.